Hello,
Hey,
hello.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm so excited to connect with you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I've been following your journey for quite some time and it's been amazing to see everything from the lens of the phone, but it's one thing to be able to hear your story and I know for a fact everyone who's joined us today is going to, want to hear that story as well.
Well, I'm always happy to share. That's one thing I tell people. A lot of people reach out to me. They see the game, they see how well we're doing, and they want to ask questions or just want to hear what happened and how we did it. And I'm always happy to share.
I love that. I was watching a TikTok the other day and the person was making something like showing you how to do something on TikTok and she said, "Yeah, gorgeous girls don't gatekeep." I was
Yes,
like, "Okay."
I love that.
I love that. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Liz and I am the founder of Po-Up Card Game, the first Black collegiate drinking card game that will give you nostalgia and make you po up. And as I already mentioned, I am a supporter of Kulture Karaoke, and we are joined by their founder here today. So I want to turn it over to you to just, talk a little bit about yourself, the school you rep, where you're currently based, and things like that.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Day Fenwick. As Liz said, I am the creator of Culture Karaoke. It is a music card game that is, we like to say, fun for the culture. And so my game also involves a bit of nostalgia. It's not a typical karaoke game, but it's been really, really popular because I think they just love having fun for the culture. I am a graduate of Clark Atlanta University, and I'm actually a double HBCU graduate because I'm a practicing attorney, but I graduated from Texas Southern University for law school. So I represent two HBCUs, very, very proud HBCU alum. And I heard you talking about the D9 before I joined. I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and I live in Atlanta, so that's where the game is based out of.
All right, I love it. And so, if you are drinking tonight, what are you currently pulling up? And if you're not drinking tonight, if you were, what's your typical drink of choice?
So I should be drinking tonight. Old who's running around downstairs somewhere. So, but I did not prepare for my drink. But if I was, I am a margarita girl. I love tequila, love me a good margarita. That's generally what I'm pulling up.
Okay, okay, that's good to know. A tequila that I would recommend that's black owned. I need to confirm the name, but I think it's like Tequero. I have it on my bar right now.
Oh, nice.
And I made a gin elderflower gimlet. I'm laughing because Imani is the one that put me onto elderflower liqueur. Apparently, everyone should have that in their
I,
house, and I
I
didn't.
elderflower liqueur. So Imani, I need to be put on too.
Yes, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, but anyway, it's in this drink with ingenious gin, which is black owned,
Oh,
some
nice.
lime and cucumber. That's like my favorite. So,
Off of this live, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and DM me that
oh
recipe.
yes, I got you on that. So let's jump right in. You talked a little bit about your background, being based in Atlanta, going to Clark Atlanta, going to law school. So how does someone with that trajectory end up with the idea for a card game? And like how did it end up being culture karaoke on top of that?
So I think it's funny because that's one of the first questions people usually ask. They're like, "You're a lawyer. How did you become a lawyer?" Right? Because those two things don't seem like they go together. But I always tell people about my background, right? So we're because you have a black on game that's for the culture pretty much as well. It's the HBCU culture in your instance. But I grew up, I'm from Detroit, right? So I'm a Detroit girl. So I grew up around music. It's the home of Motown. And I grew up just with the love of music. And I noticed whenever you grow up, the weekends, your mom's playing music when it's time to clean up, right? When it's time to have a family gathering or a family reunion, what are they doing? They're playing music, right? So music was such a big part of my life. Even you get to college, there are songs that you play right now that as soon as I hear it, it takes me right back to my freshman dorm, right? So music is such a big part of our lives. And so even though I became a lawyer, I love music. I love to have fun with my friends and my family. And so culture karaoke kind of came from that. It came from my experience as a black woman who grew up in HBCU culture, who grew up in Detroit, who has a love for all things 90s hip hop R&B. And so from that, I've always kind of still been interested in music. And the game kind of, I always tell people, started by accident, because one of the things that me and my family like to do is we like to go out, have fun, do karaoke. Well, the problem that we always have when it's time for karaoke is everybody sits around and says, well, I don't know what song to sing. That's always the first thing they say. I would do it, but I don't know what to sing. Even though they know a million songs, right? But when you get put on the spot, you don't know what to sing. So I decided we're not doing that this time. We're going to go for karaoke, and I am not going to let y'all pick your own songs. What's going to happen is I'm going to write out some categories, and you have to pick a song that fits the category. And it was things like a song that reminds you of your first crush, or a song that reminds you of college, things like that. And we did it. My friends loved it. And afterwards they were asking me, hey, did you save that? Are we going to play again? And I'm like, no. I just did it for that night. And then I started to think, oh, I wonder if anybody else would be interested in playing. And that is how Kulture Karaoke was born, actually.
I love that. I feel like sometimes the best ideas happen on accident and just happen naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how you mentioned, like, you had a friend that was like, so when are we going to do that again? Because similar experience for me. Like, I wrote up some note cards because I was like, I'm tired of playing the same games every time we get together, reminiscing our college days. We ended up doing it for like hours and drinking, and just, it's that nostalgia element that I really think is the secret sauce, if you will. And then I had a friend that was like, you should make this a card game. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But she was that one friend that doesn't let up on stuff. So then a few months later, she was like, so remember what I said? Like, no, you should seriously do it. And so there you have it.
I want to put a plug in. I cannot wait to play your game. We're waiting for homecoming season, specifically when homecoming comes around, whether it's the schools back open and we're doing homecoming, or we're still in a pandemic and we do a socially distanced homecoming, we will be playing your game. I'm so excited.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, depending on if, the AUC has their homecoming, I know that Clark Atlanta sometimes has it on a different weekend than Spellhouse, right? But my partner went to Morehouse, but either way, I'll be down in Atlanta.
Well, definitely, if Clark Atlanta decides to open, because we have not had homecoming since 2019. So if Clark decides to open and there's a homecoming, I promise you I will be there. Kulture Karaoke will have a tent and you will be invited.
Yes. Thank you. So I'm sure what a lot of people are probably thinking, and you kind of touched on it, like, people see sometimes the end product. They see the success, they see where you are now, but they don't always know what it took to get there. So can you, like, bring us back? So now you made this idea with your friends are like, can you play this again? Talk a little bit about, like, turning the idea into an actual product and how that was for you, considering your background in law.
So I think my background in law helped a little bit, just in terms of like business formation and trademark and like those kinds of things that you would normally have to hire an attorney for. Thankfully, I did not have to hire an attorney. I hired myself. But everything else, I didn't know what I was doing. And I tell people that all the time, I didn't know what I was doing. I've never created a card game, right? So everything for me was, I put on my lawyer hat, and what do we do all day? We research, right? So I researched vendors to figure out who's going to make these cards, right? I researched to figure out who's going to do the graphics for this, And so it was pulling together a team and resources, finding out that it takes a lot of funding to do this, funding that I did not plan for. And as a lot of people, we've talked about it more within the past year or two, but I think we still don't say enough that Black women entrepreneurs are the most underfunded. We just are. We don't have the money going in a lot of the times that other people do. And we don't have the investors believing in us the way other people do. And so but that's where my HBCU life comes in. Like I said, I'm a graduate of Clark Atlanta University, and our school motto is literally, I'll find a way or make one. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have to find a way or make one. And this was a project for me that was, I'll find a way or make one. I figured it out. A lot of trial and error, let's be honest. But it was really doing research and then trying to find other Black game owners. Like, you and I are having this conversation right now, which is great. But before you and I, when I was getting started, I couldn't find anybody. I didn't know that it started a game. I had a few non-Black people who had started games, who thankfully were so gracious. They would speak to me. They helped me. They would, offer me advice. But it's different. It's not the same.
Yes.
And so that's another reason why I am always open to these kinds of conversations, because we need that network. We need each other. And so that is one thing that I am committed to doing, especially being on the platform that I am now. I am using the platform to bring us together, because if one wins, we all win. And I want everybody to win. That's my goal. So that is how.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is amazing. Like every time that I've connected with like a fellow Black game maker on here, we always talk about when it comes to games, like I've never met someone who just owns one game. Like there's enough for all of us to be in the household, to be on the shelf, to be in the game chest. And I am just so appreciative that for whatever reason, millennials right now, the mindset is less crabs in a barrel and more like collaboration over competition. And I feel like it's key, because if you're consistently, you know, like you said, when you were starting out in your business, there weren't a lot of Black game makers out there. But now that we're at the point where there are more, not enough, but there are more, like why make someone go through step one all over again and do all of the research over again just
Right.
for the sake of saying what you pulled yourself up from the bootstraps? Like,
Right.
if we're already receiving the least investments, we already got the barriers. Like, let's not add additional barriers for each other.
If you walk into Target stores right now, you're going to see less than a handful of Black games. You're going to see a ton of games. You'll see hundreds of games. You're going to see on one hand Black-owned games, literally. And so that is something that, even though I'm happy that being a Black game owner, thankfully I've had more Black game owners reaching out to me. I'm learning more about you guys. We're kind of building this community that I love, but we're not all in stores yet. And so my thing is, I'm so glad that there's more of us. I'm glad that we're joining together. But again, there's room for all of us at the table. There should not be there's less than 5 Black-owned games in Target, and there's hundreds of games, right? Black consumers are some of the top consumers. There's no reason that these stores shouldn't have our games on the shelf just like they have other games. We enjoy playing games. We enjoy seeing things that speak to us, just like other cultures do. And so I think for me, that's one of my goals. I'm not the first one, and I guarantee you that now that I'm here, I will not be the last one.
Yes, I'm here for it. Folks are here for it in the chat. I'm seeing folks like show love, affirmation, and agreement. And I see one question that just came through the chat that I'm sure a lot of people have. And as much as you're able to share with us on live, the question is, how did you get into Target? So like, how did you, go from the success of your card game based off of, your network, spreading the word, everything you did on your own, to, I believe it was fall of 2021, being introduced into not just like your local Target, but was it like 1,200 stores or 1,700 stores or all of the stores? So get into it.
That game is we made it. But so I always get asked this question of how did you get into Target? It's a complicated question to answer, because I have to tell you, a part of it was just right product, right time, honestly. A lot of it I can't even necessarily attribute to me, just because. So I got in stores in November of 2021. That's when the game appeared on shelves, right? But that process started months and months and months before. So let's go back. I started my game in October of 2020. So by the time I even got on Target's radar, I had only been in business for 4 months, right? I had a handful of IG followers. I had sold a couple of games. It wasn't this big. It wasn't what it is now. I love my followers now. We're literally, if anybody isn't following Coach Karaoke on Instagram, please do. We have a whole community where we act up every day. Crazy things, we laugh, we act up every day. It's a lot of fun. So I love what we're building, but I was very, very new when I even got introduced to Target. And so my initial introduction was from networking. It was from reaching out to people who I know, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who might know somebody that worked at Target, right? If you were that many layers removed, I was reaching out to you. And from there, I was invited to Target has every year they have a Black-owned business fair, where they'll invite certain businesses to come and learn. Really, what you come to do is to learn about getting in Target. It's not a gateway directly into Target necessarily, but you come to learn about that. And so I got invited to that. And from there, the executives that were over that particular event heard about the product, loved the product. I got featured on the main stage to present the product. And after that, I was able to connect with the buyer for games from Target, and it kind of took off from there. Now, here's the problem. I just told you I was only in business 4 months before I got on the radar, right? So when you go from ordering this many games at a time,
yeah.
so now Target wants to order this many games at a time, it's a lot of money. And what a lot of people don't know, for especially those who want to get into retail, you supply that inventory up front. You are not paid until sometime later, depending on what you're talking about. So you have to be able to pay for a large order, a lot of inventory, and you not get paid for it for a while. Not everybody, especially newer entrepreneurs or underfunded entrepreneurs, can take that hit. Right? I was in a position where I was able to pull my resources to make it happen. But that's one of the things I want everybody to know. You need money to do this. They pay you after. And so that's one of the things I didn't know. I didn't even expect that. It didn't even dawn on me until they're placing this order and they're like, so you're going to fulfill the order, right? And I'm like, sure. And then you get an invoice for 6 figures that you have to pay. And you're like, oh, well, how am I going to do that? You know, so that is something that I was not prepared for. And again, that comes from not having a lot of Black game makers, not having a lot of people to go to say, hey, now that this door is opening for me, what does that look like? What should I be doing to prepare? You know, I didn't have that. I learned it the hard way. And so that's another thing that I'm interested in, making sure that as I'm paving the way for other people, let them know what it's going to take, what it really looks like. And so I went through the pitch process. I still had to pitch. And then once they said they wanted it, I had to supply the order, and thankfully they wanted it in every store. And so it's been doing really, really well. The sales have been amazing. I love my supporters. I love my customers. I love y'all so much for supporting me. But it was a wild ride getting into Target.
Oh my, I appreciate, the honesty, the transparency, because not everything that glitters at the end, like, when it's on the shelves, like it just, your product is gold, but the process, is not as like simple as people might think. And I do want to shout out a few of the people who are on here now, because we have some fellow game makers on here. So like I said, Black Girls Love Starbucks. Hey, Imani. We have Code Red, founded by a soror Lynn. We were on live together before. A fellow Black game maker based in Philly, Capital Punishment Game. We have Big Black Brunch NOLA. We're their sponsor for an event coming up next month. We have Brandy, one of the founders of Spill It Card Game. And we have Dom. So, everyone here is just, including myself, just so appreciative of you sharing all of this, because up until now, it's just kind of like, I know it's going to be hard, but I guess I'll figure it out.
Oh, no, it's hard. Let me just tell y'all, it's hard. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. But it is not easy. It is not easy at all. I just talked about the money aspect of it, the whole other aspect of it. When I started my card game, I had 50 cards. I had a couple weeks to go from 50 cards to 150 cards. I had to change my packaging. I had to do a lot in a very short time to make it into Target. So it was a process. So just be ready. I want y'all all to get in. I want everybody to make it, but you have to be ready. It is a lot of work and a lot of money. Don't forget the money. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, you said 6 figures. I'm not forgetting that.
Invoice to you. We're not talking about your payment. We're talking about the invoice that came to you that you have to pay yourself. Don't forget.
that stings to hear. And then it's just like, do the math though. Once those orders are fulfilled on the back end, you're not gonna get it immediately, like you said. Right.
But celebrating that part. But there was a point where it was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get there. Because at this point, how am I gonna fulfill this order to even get to that point, right? Thankfully I was able to. But a lot of people may not have been able to. I had only been in business for a month, so I didn't qualify for any business loans, because most of them are at least a year. Some of them are 2 to 3 years. So it's a lot. So funding is a very, very big topic for me that I'm screaming from the rooftops, because I want y'all to be ready.
Absolutely. Whew, yes, it's good to have a great idea. The network helps, the funding helps, and then once again, like, being a Black game maker, the barriers look different. But they're, when there's a will, there's a way, and you'll make one, like they say at Clark Atlanta.
Find a way to make one. That's what we do at CAU.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, please continue to keep the questions coming, and feel free to use the question feature. And I will make sure they don't get lost in the comments. But one of the questions I did see come through in the comments was if you have plans for an expansion pack.
So I do. We are, I will tell you, but a lot of people have asked me about that. I'm like, y'all, I just got here with this one game. So it's a slower process to get the next one out, just because we're planning to expand into more stores, and there's different things that I want to do with Culture Karaoke that we haven't even done yet. But once that is established, yes, we are planning on going to other genres, other decades, because like this game mostly focuses on 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B, but there's 80s music, there's 70s music, there's pop music, there's trap music, there's lots of other places we can go with it. I'm also considering and having the works a few different games as well. So we are working, but I promise there is an expansion pack. But for the current game, there's 150 cards, so y'all should be good for a while.
Agreed. Especially karaoke.
Karaoke. And the good thing about it, and I did this on purpose. The great thing about Culture Karaoke, even with the 150 categories, if you pick one song this time, you can play the game 100 times and pick a different song for the same card. So that's the thing too. It's not a list of songs. It's open-ended. So maybe once, there's more than one song that reminds you of college. There's more than one song that could fit the category. So it's literally a game that you can play over and over again. And it's a game that you can play with different people. I play with my grandma, y'all. I play with my friends. Kids play, so it's really versatile, which I do like that.
So we played it at Thanksgiving, which was nice because, Thanksgiving, everybody's like, once we eat, what do we do?
Right.
So it was nice this Thanksgiving to be able to play Black-owned card games, from Kulture tags to Culture Karaoke. And once the kids passed out, pulling out PWIs card games for the 21 and up crew.
Of course, because you got to play PWIs cards.
Exactly. We have another question from Brandy, who is one of the founders of Spill It Card Game. Okay. She said, this is a little bit of a backtrack, but did you have to have 150 cards to qualify for Target?
So Brandy, it's not Target doesn't have like a list of like qualifications per se. So it's not that every game is going to require the same thing. Every game is different. So it depends on your game and kind of what they see for you. It was a suggestion made to me by one of the consultants that I worked with once Target kind of opened that door, that I increased it, because at the time I only had 53 cards, and she was like, well, if you want to sell at a certain price point, you should increase it. And she gave me the number 150. So it's not a hard and fast, you have to have 150 cards. Some things are less, some things are more, because every game is different.
Okay. And then I have a question. So I was one of your early supporters. So I remember having your tuck box, and I think you touched on this a little bit. And now you have this really neat like design that I mean, off the top, I assume it's to help with longevity, living on the shelf once people have the cards. But can you talk a little bit about the evolution of your design?
Yeah, so I wish I would have brought it so you guys can see, because I have a new one too, but this is actually an unopened one, so you have an open version.
Yeah, I got the open version.
But but remember, y'all, I was new, right? So I had these plastic hard cases that my game came in. It wasn't even a tuck box. It was a plastic hard case, because that way it was clear, so you could see the card, and that kind of acted as the color for the box. And so it was just this little plastic card case. So this came about because, again, I'll say this, I was already eventually planning to expand the packaging and grow the game, but everything happened at an accelerated pace because of Target. So what I did was, I had a team of graphic designers that I worked with. We came up with, I think it was about 4 different designs. And I just told them kind of what I wanted. It's a fun game. I wanted the colors to be vibrant and really fun. I love the flip top box just because I think it's a cool design. It's something a little bit different than most of the other games at Target. But I had 4 different designs. And when I went into my pitch with Target, I let them pick. And this is the one. And so that was another thing too. I didn't want to go in and be so stuck, because I was changing it anyway. I didn't want to go in and be stuck on something and they hated it. So instead I thought, well, let me give you guys the option and see what you say. Now I made some changes. Like the color on the inside is orange. It says "Do it for the culture" with a mic. Yeah, on
Super
the
cute touch.
yes. So I added some things too. But yeah, that's what I literally did. I went in with my designs. I showed Target the designs and they picked this one. So that's actually how it happened. It was collaborative.
Okay. And another question came through in the question feature. How many stores are you rolling out to initially? And I think you may have touched on all Target stores, so that's nearly 2,000 stores, but just in case.
So here's what I was told, and I like to tell you guys what happened to me, but I also like to tell people what could possibly happen and kind of keep it general for Target.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't guaranteed that you go into every store when you go into Target. Sometimes they start you off at like a sample where you might have less stores. You might, start off in a select market, see how you do, and maybe grow from there. I had the privilege and the payments of launching in every store.
Yeah.
So we're chain wide. I think it's the numbers change. So I don't even want to give y'all a number how many Target stores it is because it's probably going to be wrong. But it is full chain, which means every Target store. But that could change. So depending on when you get in, if and I say when, not if. So when y'all get in,
Hey.
it, it could change. Everybody isn't guaranteed full chain. So I don't want to say that so people think that that's the standard because it isn't necessarily the standard.
Okay, no, that is definitely helpful to know. And y'all, please keep your questions coming. Y'all are asking
Good questions. This is a good
excellent questions. So one more question for you. And then of course we'll see more questions coming through. Out of everything that's happened to you from October of 2020 to now where we are in 2022, if you had to pull up to one success, and you can't say Target, what would that one success be?
Just as a business owner or
Specific to your business with Kulture Karaoke.
so I can't say Target, but it really is scaling the business. Because y'all who have game, y'all saw my and it was very fun. It was my little meaning, my little beginnings, my humble beginnings, as I like to call them. So just holding this box is a pull-up moment for me, right? This
I'll
package.
pull up for you.
Thank you. This packaging, this look, it's everything I ever could have dreamed of it being. So to see where I started to now be holding this, that is my pull-up moment for sure.
Ooh, okay. I see another question came through, but I have one more question for you personally.
Okay.
So let's keep it real. Everybody is out here making entrepreneurship moves, and some of these ideas, like we both said, just came out of nowhere, just naturally. And the end goal is building generational wealth. Right now, as we, are in year 2 of the pandemic, a lot of people have been working remotely. It's just been a lot. And a lot of people are hoping to leave their 9 to 5 and really pour themselves into a business that they own and they have the autonomy to run it in any way that they see fit. For you, as a card game that, was recently launched in Target in November of 2021, are you currently making that transition? Have you already made that transition, or are you thinking of making that transition of your 9 to 5 being all Kulture Karaoke?
So no, but I say this not as a person who thinks that's normal. I really want all of y'all to just be entrepreneurs and your 9 to 5, and I want y'all to do well and your kids to do well. I have never wanted to be anything but a lawyer. It was my dream.
Okay.
So when I decided I want to be a lawyer, so I am not giving up my law practice, just because it fulfills me. I love helping people. I love my game. I love the fun that I get to have and the people I get to meet. But there's nothing like the lives I get to touch and change as a lawyer. So I'm not giving that up. I love it. So I'm doing both because I'm crazy.
I love that. Well, that's a perfect segue into Imani's question from Black Girls Love Starbucks. How do you balance being a business owner and a lawyer outside of being crazy?
Imani, that's a great question because like I said, I'm crazy. But also I love your page. I love Black Girls Love Starbucks. It's one of my favorite IG pages. Love, love, love it. Just needed to say that. If y'all aren't following Imani, follow her. It's a great page. The pandemic helps, honestly, because I'm not out as much as I would have been before. We're in the house more when we're not working. We're here, and so I get to devote more time to it. One of the other reasons that I say that I'm crazy is because when I started Kulture Karaoke, I had a 7-month-old baby. She's now almost 2. She's 1. She'll be 2 in March. But I had a baby. I have law practice. And sure, let's just add something else on top and become an entrepreneur, right? But really, to me, it is just about you make time for the things that you care about. That's really what it is, right? So and I'm very honest about this. Some weeks I am an amazing mom, I'm an amazing wife, and I am a terrible lawyer, right? Some weeks I'm killing it at work, but my husband hasn't seen me very much, And some weeks, Culture Karaoke, we're out here winning. Other weeks, I haven't touched those emails that I need to return, right? And that really is the balance. I think it was Michelle Obama who said you can have it all, but not at the same time. And I think that's what it is. Some weeks you're going to kill some weeks, different things take priority, right? So your focus might be on something. You never really drop any of the balls, but your focus changes. And that's honestly how I balance it. If I have a big case, that is my focus that week. If I have a business deal coming up with Culture Karaoke, that is my focus this week. If I have not spent enough time with my child, she is my focus this week. And so that's honestly how I balance it, is just to make sure that I give my time where it's needed and kind of keep those balls in the air. That's it. And I'm crazy. It's fine.
It's a self-aware. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen,
no, the balance is
yourself. You got to know yourself. I know that I'm doing too much, but look, I'm doing it well. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Oh my gosh. And what type of law do you practice? That's a question from Lynn of Code Red.
Okay, so I am at Stewart Miller Simmons Trial Attorneys in Atlanta. Some of you may know the firm, even if you don't know that you know the firm, because our managing partner is Chris Stewart. So we have handled, in 2020 and 2021, we handled a lot of civil rights cases. We represented Gianna Floyd in the George Floyd case. We represented the family of Ahmaud Arbery. We have represented Rayshard Brooks, who was a man that was shot at the Wendy's in Atlanta. So a lot of civil rights heavy stuff. But most of the work that I do personally at the firm is personal injury. So someone's injured. Unfortunately, my cases are usually the death cases and the serious injury cases. But our firm does everything personal injury and civil rights. So.
Whoo, you are doing it. Law is heavy to begin with, but like you just said, personal injury and sometimes deaths are involved. That's heavy. So the balance is a lot, but you're doing a good job. So I just wanted to give you your flowers.
My friend Dee posted, she said, I'm doing an amazing job. Thank you, Dee. I love you.
You are. Everyone is just giving you all the flowers, all the affirmations.
I appreciate it, y'all. I do. Thank you so much.
You deserve it. And I feel like that's the perfect transition into let's play a few rounds of Culture Karaoke. So
already, Culture Karaoke gets real interesting. You learn a lot. I will say this, you learn a lot about people when you play Culture Karaoke with them, because you're like, so what in your brain told you to pick that song? So you learn a lot about people. But go ahead.
Okay, so first things first. You have a lot of different players when it comes to card games. You have Liz, who refuses to read the rules. And then you have the friend who reads all the rules. So
the thing about karaoke is there's not a lot of rules. That's the fun thing.
Okay.
You either play for fun or you play as a competition. When you play for fun, everybody plays. You pick a song that fits the category. That's it. When you play as a competition, there's some judging involved, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So the general premise of it is you pull a card and then you read the category that's on the card and you have to pick a song based on the category. That's the general premise of how you play Culture Karaoke.
All right. So as we're playing on live, let us know if there's any let's do it this way because we're on the phone, but should I pick a card and sing, or should I pick a card and play a little clip from my phone? What do you think?
Oh, no. IG Live, we do it a cappella. That's the benefit of IG Live. You have to sing. We have to hear your beautiful voice. We have to hear your voice. So, yes.
Okay. And then do you recommend shuffling first or just...
it's up to you, because there might be a card that speaks to you more in this moment. So if you want to, usually what I'll do on IG Live is just pick a handful and just kind of see which one you like.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. So we're here. And if anyone wants to, request to join on live so you don't need the two of us hanging.
I love to watch people perform.
feel free to join, especially, wink, wink, my fellow game makers. Let's get 3 or 4 of us on here.
Yes.
That would be
We got to stick
amazing.
together, game makers. We got to stick together.
Yes. So I'll wait to see if I see a little request to join come on. And let's say, Day, like you and I can go back and forth, or I mean, like, I'll pull a card and maybe we both choose the song, whatever you think.
That works.
Okay. Okay. By the way, as a fellow game maker, I love when people play the game for the first time and they already start laughing before you.
That's when, when someone picks up a card game and picks up a card and they start laughing, you're like, what are you laughing at? Do you want to know what the game is?
Okay, so Day, but you can go first. Okay. Don't talk to me is the category. Perform a song you would sing when you're mad at your boo.
Ooh. Oh, that's easy. Because that, Fantasia is my go-to for that. Y'all know Fantasia, Free Yourself. Everybody knows Free Yourself. And so I'm walking around the house. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Listen, I will walk around the house. Either that or my other go-to is to the left. Everything you own in a box to the left. Yeah, I will listen. I will pull out some Fantasia or some Beyonce in a heartbeat. But I want to know what you would sing.
Okay, so mine would have to be There's a Stranger in My House. Okay. Took a while to figure out.
I love it.
No way you can. Sorry, let me stop.
No, listen. Now, I don't know what kind of fights you and your boo are getting into. We might need to talk about that offline if we're going to Stranger in My House. But I feel you.
You said don't talk to me, okay? You are a stranger.
Listen, go ahead and free yourself. That's my song. You don't want me to don't talk to me. Yes, that's my song. I'm sorry. I take that personally.
Okay, so I know that the box you have is unopened. Do you want me to continue to pull the cards?
Yeah, you keep going since this one isn't open.
Okay. So I'm actually just ending up going in order because these are good. Come on, Mom. Perform an embarrassing song your mom liked to sing.
Oh, okay. Okay, y'all listen. Now listen, everybody listening to me. My mother, she's the cool mom, right?
Oh.
So in her mind, most moms, they listen to the music that came out when they were younger and they kind of keep listening to it. My mom is always looking for the next thing, the next radio song, right? She wants to stay with the times. So very recently, the song that she made us play every time she walked into the room was Cardi B, She Bad. I am not exaggerating. So when you talk about come on, Mom, and you're like embarrassed around people because she's walking in, that ass. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? She bad. And that's her favorite part. Gucci bag, Prada bag. Like she's walking around like singing this song. I'm telling y'all, it's so embarrassing. But that's my mom.
That's recent.
I told you it's recent. Cardi B. Yes, that is my mom's embarrassing song. Cardi B.
So, okay, for me, fun fact, I'm first generation US born. My mom is from Jamaica. My dad is from Haiti. Okay. So, I guess, but I think, like reggae and stuff is not necessarily considered embarrassing, but I would just have to go to Bob Marley. So, woke up this morning. Well, with the rising sun, 3 little birds outside my doorstep, singing sweet songs. With the rising. Yep, yeah.
I would love for my mom to sing Bob Marley.
But no, Cardi B.
Then I get Cardi B. That is, and this weekend, because I just saw my mom this weekend. This weekend it was Megan Thee Stallion. So I just want y'all to know it's getting worse. Okay, just pray for me. Because it's getting worse. Okay, y'all. It's fine.
Gosh. Sir Dre, my mama song was Slow Motion. Juvenile.
Oh, not by Juvenile. Ooh, come on, slow motion with it. I like it.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious.
Sir Dre, I need to get my mom with your mom. Apparently they would get along very well.
All right. So, mirror, mirror,
Oh.
perform a song that describes your mood when you are all dressed up and looking good.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go first for this one because you made me go.
Okay. All right. True, true, true. I already forgot about the back and forth. Okay. So, I'm automatically thinking about
Now,
India.
you standing in the mirror, you about to go out. You know you're looking good. What are you singing?
Okay, so now you're saying we're about to go out. Okay, because at first I was gonna be like, "Oh, India, I'm Ari. I am not my hair."
No,
But
no.
I'm about to
We
go
want to hear
out.
your Beyonce. It doesn't have to be a Beyonce song, but you know what I mean. We all have our inner Beyonce. We want to see. I'm looking this good. What am I singing?
Oh, so usually I'm probably doing a little stripper leg in the mirror then if I'm going out and I'm feeling good. So Rihanna, throw it up, throw it up.
Yes.
Come on, ball out.
Yes.
Pull it up, pull it up. That's how we ball out.
Yes. I see where the card game came from. You see what you did with that? Pull it up. I see what we. Listen, I'm standing in the. If I'm standing in the mirror, about to go out, and I know I look good. What else could you possibly sing? We got to hit the on my mama, on my hood. I look fly. I look good. Touch my swag. Wish you could. Yes, you got to
Hey,
get.
that's a perfect one.
It's a perfect one. It always gets me ready.
Oh my gosh. Tequila Lovers Anonymous. Yes, I would love to come on one of your lives. And yes, would love to talk about the game, would love to drink some tequila, and would love a tequila recommendation from you, specifically Black owned. So I'd be happy to do that.
Yes, I love that.
All right, so we're going to do one more card from Kulture Karaoke, and then we will play a round or two of Pull-Up Card Game.
Yes, got to play Pull-Up too.
Ah, okay. So now that you gave me the option of choosing, I'm like, I got to make it a good one.
Oh, it's your last one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Perform a song that makes you turn up and forget where you are. The forget where you are part is key.
I'm ready. I stay ready for that card. I told you who my mom is, right? You have to remember where I came from.
Okay. It's the forget where you are part that's really sad.
Forget where you are means no matter where they play the song, that's your song. You know, if you out with your coworkers and y'all at a restaurant and the song come on, you still gotta hit a chair dance at least, right?
Ooh, okay. All right. So with that being said, where you start to forget where you are, I feel like no matter where you are, when Back That Ass Up comes on,
that's it.
It's your body just can't stay still. I think it's
like action.
So you're working with some yeah.
Listen, I don't think what Juvenile knew he was doing when he recorded that song in the beginning when his Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 2000, he didn't realize he was giving people time to get to the dance floor. Like that they would need a moment, they would need some built-in time to get to the dance floor. And so Juvenile gave us that, and we need to be grateful to him for that because he did that. So no matter where I am, no matter what's going on, turn up song is No Hands. So if I hear,
that's a good one.
Girl, the way you move it got me in a trance.
Hey,
keep me up, ladies, it's your jam. I'ma sip Moscato when you gonna listen and throw this money while you do it with. And then you hear, girl, drop it to the floor. I love it. Listen, that is my shit. You understand that? That is my song. No Hands. Okay, listen. And that's not even. We didn't even got to Roscoe Dash first. That's a whole.
Roscoe Dash.
So we used to shawty put it on me.
Please.
I be going hand shawty upgrade from below. Listen, listen, y'all. No hands. It's No Hands.
Oh god.
Anyway.
So Code Red said 400 Degrees by Juvenile or At the Mother by C Murder.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a real good one.
That's a good one.
Black Girls Love Starbucks. I have a friend who will literally bust out in the twerk when that song comes on.
Listen, No Hands. You can't help it. It's like involuntary movement.
Yes, Tequila Lovers, Black Women Brewers. That's dope. I am looking forward to joining that. No, Imani, your friend will push people out the way. Oh no.
Out the way.
No Hands. That's a gospel song.
Listen, you better testify.
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all.
My song. I just want y'all to know. Y'all learning a lot about me on this live, but that's my song.
Like you said, when you play this game, you learn a lot about, y'all learned about my family.
You
We learned about
do.
your mom and Megan
You
Thee Stallion
do.
and Cardi.
Right. Y'all, my mom with this mix. Just pray for me. Remember, I put in prayer requests for my mom in this Megan and Cardi phase she's in, but that's fine.
I can only imagine your mom at your wedding. Like,
listen, it was a lot. We made it though. We made it.
All right, y'all. So we are gonna play a few cards from Pull-Up Card Game because you know, Black Game Maker to Black Game Maker. Similarly, Day, like pull-up cards. Hopefully, you don't have to read the instructions. You pull a card, you read it, it asks you a question, or it tells you to do something. And if you mess up or you refuse, you have to drink.
Okay.
All right. And so because
So you're gonna be for me because I didn't pour anything up. So you're gonna drink it for me, right?
Dang, I guess so. I've had a long work week. It's okay. I'm happy to lead into that.
Close. It's fine.
So I specifically pulled cards from our Just Saying category. So we have 100 cards, 9 categories. And because I was on live with you all, I was like, I'll just pull cards from the Just Saying category. Okay. So sometimes it's around the room where we got to go back and forth until someone messes up. And sometimes it's just whoever picks the best song. So, okay. All right. So we'll just do whoever picks the best song, and folks in the chat will vote on who picked the best song. Okay. So sing a song. The bar would start playing when it's time to leave.
Okay. You want me to go first? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, you go first this time.
Oh, okay. So the funny thing about when it's time to go home is, at least back in the day, I don't know if they do it now, but they would slow it down or throw it back. So you would be like, okay, y'all, it's time to go home. So I remember, I think the name of the group was Coffee Brown, After Party. Don't stop, you ain't gotta stop, baby, do your thing.
That one.
Yes, after the party. That one.
Oh.
Finish what we started. And you ready for the after party? You see what I did there?
That's a good one. I haven't heard someone name that one yet. But of course, I'm playing with Kulture, Kulture Karaoke.
So we're ready with the music.
So I will confess that I went to the University of Georgia. So the bars in Athens at
what would they play at the end of the night?
They would play Closing Time.
Oh no.
Oh, no. And we'll reply. Closing. I know who I want to take me home. Which now makes me realize, based on the songs we chose, like they're trying to send us subliminal messages.
Subliminal messages. You either have to have an after party, somebody got to take you home. This is not the end of the night. That is what I want y'all to know. It's not the end. So that's what they were playing in Athens, huh? Closing time.
Good. Sure were. Okay, so how about this one? Sing a song that would get blue jean stains on the white walls.
Blue jean stains on the white walls.
Because at college house parties, I don't know how people used to throw house parties and not get fined, but there used to be a lot of blue jean stains left on the white walls.
So this is a college party we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's easy. Lil Jon, Get Low. To the window, to the wall. Sweat drop. Listen, they on the wall. They ready. So yes, it has to be Lil Jon.
Okay. I'm gonna say whistle while you twerk.
Hey.
Maybe it's a lot of curse words. Whistle while you
twerk. I stopped with Get Low because you realize the lyrics get older. You be like, that's what we were singing, but it's fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more card. Ooh,
I'm sorry, I see comment. I love Pop Lock and Drop It too, Imani.
Oh yes. But now I might need to do that on the wall. But in college I didn't need a wall for that. Now I might need some support. And it'd be our parents because we have to prop ourselves up. Sure. Yes. A truth. Okay. So I'll let you choose which card we'll do last. So we can either do challenge them both to sing, lift every voice and sing, where
Oh, no.
you and I have to
Good one.
sing it until someone messes up.
Is that we're gonna do? Our ancestors will not be embarrassed on this live this evening. That's what we're not gonna do. So what's
Okay, so the other one is take turns singing a different hook from college hits.
Okay.
So just whatever your college hit was. What was your college hit?
Oh, it's a lot, but I'll start. See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm with you. And though my heart can take no more, I keep on running back to you. Some Ashanti. We got to throw some Ashanti in there.
All right. Well, you kind of touched on the little genre of music earlier, but all the way turn up, all the way turn, and shawty, we all the way turn. Okay, all the way turn.
We're still in college though, right?
Yes.
Yo, we
I
know
was
fucking and ready to fight. I bet you I go through all them things. So haters say nothing nice. See me, I ain't nothing nice. And crime my bed ain't no stopping. You gotta hit Nuck if you buck. It's not college. Nuck if you buck.
Okay. I got one more then.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this person was blacklisted, but gold all in my chain, gold all in my ring, gold all in my watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun, and everyone in the comments, as I already told you, have been really just giving you your flowers, and I know I am personally just so appreciative because, like we've been saying, like sometimes you see people and you feel like, man, they've arrived. I'm gonna reach out anyway, but it's okay if they don't get back to me. So I appreciate you in the middle of everything that's been happening with scaling your business, still making time to, Greek unity, join me on this live tonight.
Absolutely. Listen, I am a regular person. I am not too big for anybody to reach out. I am here. I will talk to you, join your lives, offer advice, help however I can. I am here for us, by us. I'm here for it. So yes.
We appreciate you being here for us, but we want to be here for you. So my last question of the night that I always like to ask people is, hopefully us going live together, people following you, that should be a given. People buying your game, that should be a given. But what's an intentional way that we can support you in addition to following, in addition to buying your game, that we might not think about, but it's important to you and your business?
So one of the things I always say is just share, right? So for example, my husband he's an Alpha. He was in a Greek store buying a jacket of something he shouldn't have been buying. He was in a Greek store. And when he came home, he handed me a business card and he said, I met this girl. She has this podcast that she talks to small business owners. She wants you to be on your podcast, and handed me the card. And that was just from a conversation, right? So I always tell people, when I say spread the word, it's not just the word about like buy the game. Tell people we exist, right? Tell people what we're doing. Tell people that, hey, you should support this black woman owned, business, and just talk about it, share with people. That goes a very, very long way. So that's what I would say.
All right, y'all, talk about it, spread the word, no matter what space you're in. Like sometimes the biggest magic that happens is in rooms that we're not even in. So definitely that. And I know reviews are also something that's important. Yes. So
especially for Target, please, if you own the game, I want you to stop what you're doing right now and go to target.com and leave a review. It is so important. So thank you guys so much.
5-star review,
please. But I'm not telling you how many stars. I just hope you actually genuinely like the game.
I'm telling you, no, I'm just kidding.
You can tell you. Liz can tell y'all 5 stars. I can't say that because I want it to be genuine, right?
I've left a 5-star review, and I think you all should too. No, I'm sure, we're buying the game, saw the Black History Month display, so you don't have to go all the way to the game aisle to find your game. Let us know about that.
That was so exciting, guys. So everybody knows every year Target does a big Black History Month push, and they'll have Black-owned products in the very front of the store. So my game, Culture Karaoke, was the only game chosen front of the store in the Black History Month display. So if you walk in Target and you go to the very front, our game is right there. I'm on the same shelf as Barack Obama's book. I can't believe it. That's the Black History moment. But yeah, so we're right in the front of the store up until I think it's through mid-February. So if you go anytime to Target, any Target where the Black History Month set up, you will see Culture Karaoke in the front of the stores, unless we're sold out, which is a good problem to have. But unless we're sold out, you'll see it. So I hope you guys, if you do make it out to Target, even if you don't, if you've already bought the game, and you go to Target and you see it at the front, just take a picture, DM it to me. We love our pictures. We love the videos and all of the support. So thank y'all so much.
I love it. And yes, Imani, I agree. This Black History Month collection, they really go in there, and I love it. It's been a long time coming, and we deserve, you deserve. So Day, thank you so much for joining me on tonight's live. This has been amazing. I've learned so many nuggets. Everyone in the chat has been talking about everything they're appreciating you sharing. And as I said earlier, gorgeous girls don't gatekeep. So thank you for, spreading the wealth, spreading the word, and letting us know your journey. And at the end of the day, this was your process. Everybody's process is going to look different, but just hearing this today will still help us in our journey, no matter what route we take. So just with all humility and thanks, just like so appreciative.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me. Like I said, if y'all are not following Culture Karaoke, please follow us. It's a great time. It's foolishness, but it's a great time. So come join us. And thank you so much. This is amazing. And if you're not, well, you're obviously following Culture Karaoke or Pull Up Cards, or you wouldn't be here. But if you're not, follow both.
Follow both. I've seen the follows come through. I appreciate it. Thank you, Day. I'm going to send you back so you can do all of your amazingness with lawyer, mom, wife, Culture Karaoke. Yes. Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a good one.
You too.